Chogozani, and abundant cosmic divine blessings, greetings to us all. I definitely go by Ubaba Lex. Welcome back to the channel. How do y'all feel, first and foremost, on this chilly from Johannesburg, this chilly Friday the 13th? The weather is overcast, and we have come in slightly late because of the network, so I'm sure that this is part of the negative energy in the collective consciousness. All right. For those of you who don't know who I am, this is going to go on a replay. My moderator has just come in all the way from Maui, Hawaii. Welcome to the Lighthouse Portal. This is going to be beautiful, just concise teachings, and then we'll obviously have the panel open for those to join, because what's going to take place is I'm going to repost and also clip so that we are able to revisit on the 3rd. Wow, listen to this, guys, because it's a phenomenon. This is the 3rd. There are actually 3 Friday the 13th in the calendar Gregorian year of 2026. Okay, the only time this has ever happened is in the years 1990. This is since the 90s, 1998, 2009, 2012, and 2015. Now, I have covered those dates, especially in what the shift is happening. All right. It's also speaking to the spirituality of the number, but we're going to get into all of this because it's actually not unlucky. Okay. Togozin, we are grateful, we are graceful, but I had to just super fly in quickly and just establish exactly where we are. All right. Friday the 13th, guys, as a foundation, we need to start there. We also need to omnistand, that is, understand, innerstand, and overstand that everything we have been taught is a lie. You start there. Otherwise, this will bamboozle you completely. You have to enter this with a completely fresh perspective. Perspective, which will change your perception because you are present. That's another one of my triple P's in my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings. Okay, not just passion, purpose, play. Okay, that's how you find yourself. Rediscover your passions, then you'll automatically rediscover, remember, right, your purpose, and therefore you'll be able to play every day. It's no more work. You can survive, quote unquote. You can actually thrive even more so, utilizing your passion because you're in purpose, and therefore you are present, and then therefore you have a perception, which is a perspective of the 13. Wow. Absolutely stunning. Okay, the perspective of the 13 means that you are gone beyond the 12. 12 is 12 zodiac signs, 12 months in the year, 12 apostyles. 12 is a number of completion. And then when you master number 12, it becomes 3. The Trinity, okay, which is a divine balance. It's a divine connection. That is a multi-dimensional divine connection, then master number 3. So you see these numbers, they filter into each other, and then they also have double power. Okay. Just like 11. 11 is 2. 2 is masculine, feminine, yin, yang, hot, cold, right, left. It's a balance that is coming into form, right? Because it takes 2 to make the 3. Once you have the 2, which is the masculine, feminine, you make the child. Wow. Which is absolutely stunning. Okay. As you come in as a guest, please, reminding you, mute yourself. Questions will follow. but this is mainly a teachings, all right? And then we'll take it from there. So as we're saying with this 13, it's not unlucky. The reason why they've made it to look as if it is unlucky, and welcome, authenticated. You are always welcome. Just please, guys, respect the rules and take some notes. This is some powerful stuff happening right here, okay? Because what's going to take place is we're going to allow you to shift your own consciousness, because that's what a 13 does. Remember, we have 12. 12 is already a completion. It's done. But then in order to switch into the unknown, all right, which is why 13 is occulted. Occult meaning hidden. Occult means hidden. Simple.
I got to stay on mute?
Yes, sir. Since you've opened by yourself, I'm going to give you the grace one more time. You can greet and then say a couple of words on the number 13 and Friday the 13th. What does it mean to you? What have you learned about it? What is it? And then take it from there. And then I'll take it over from there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning, host. I have respect for every human being. I am from the diaspora. The first time I heard from the number 13 was in Europe.
Okay. Continue, my brother. Let me not interrupt you. Just keep it flowing. As I'm saying, you heard it from the first time in Europe, and then was it negative? Was it in light of what? Keep going. Continue.
Yeah, it was negative.
Continue. Keep going.
Right, and I'm a spiritual person. And that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Authenticated. And in terms of the negative, this is what we're getting into. So now you can mute yourself again. Let me just welcome Big Meech. Big Meech, greetings. Togozid, hello. How are you? Where are you tuning in from? And what is your relationship with the number 13 and Friday the 13th? Big Meech?
Yo, my man. What's up?
Yes, man. Did you not hear what I said?
No.
Okay, listen carefully, please, because I'm also teaching here, all right? So today's Friday the 13th. This is the only calendar, this is the only since 1990 calendar Gregorian year since 1990, including 1998, 2009, 2012, 2015, and this year, which has 3 Friday the 13ths in the calendar Gregorian year. This is significant. So we're also going to be tapping into that. But what is your experience with the number 13 and also Friday the 13th in childhood and then also now?
Got no experience, man.
All right, man. So then you can mute yourself. Let me continue. Hopefully you're going to learn something. Not hopefully, you will learn something. But thank you for joining, guys. If you have any questions, please make sure that you respect the rules. Please raise your hand in the comments, and then my moderator will get to you, because then you're gonna mess up my flow of teaching. I don't teach with many notes because this is coming from also my experiences in this lifetime as well as others, and also my 10,000 hours of studies, which I've already done. You guys can go to my YouTube channel at Lex Stays Liquid, and you can follow the journey. I mean, we go back all the way back 2019, 2020, when we started to kick into gear about the shift that we are in. All right. And part of it is learning, unlearning, and relearning what actually is the real thing, so that you're able to navigate yourself naturally in nature through this realm. As you can see, it's going crazy outside. Every day there's something new. There's always an injection of fear. It has to be that way because that's how they've designed it. So this includes Friday the 13th. All right. So as I'm continuing, as I'm continuing, right? Because historical significance of 13, okay, right here, is that it is also known as the devil's number. The reason being is because it represents betrayal, mischief, misfortune in relation to also, especially because it is the biggest rely upon religion on the planet, the Last Supper. Okay, in relation to the Last Supper, Judas was the 13th guest. You see, that's one thing. And what was Judas? Judas brought chaos, betrayal, mischief, misfortune. And then also, if you look at the Norse mythology, the god Loki. Okay, Loki was known as what? The god of mischief. And also to the dinner, the feast that they had, he brought chaos because he was the 13th arrival. There's also a phobia of the number 13. It is known as, let me get this correct. Yo, Isingis. Tiko, let me just get this, okay? It's a tricaidescaphobia. Tricaidescaphobia. That's the fear of the number 13. It's a thing, okay? I don't know if I can write this there. Moderator, I don't. I should have wrote this for you earlier, but let me spell it for you. For those who want to do some research, the fear of number 13 is you can actually search it right now. So TRISKAIDEKAPHOBIA. That was the phobia part. Okay, so let me separate that. Let me go one more time. So TRISKAIDEKA space phobia. Okay, that is there. There we go. Thank you, moderator. It's a mouthful. You see what I'm saying? That's a mouthful. But that's the fear of the number 13. All right.
Host,
Yes, sir.
you did not look in the comments because I raised my hands.
All right. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Who created the number 0 to 10?
We're not speaking about that. No. Just look at the screen, sir. Look at the prompts. It's about the number 13.
Okay. Who created the number 13?
This is where we're going. If you can continue to listen. That's why questions come at the end. If you have questions, more than welcome. But if you interrupt my flow, I'm going to have to repeat and repeat, Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I ask you one thing, right? Can you explain that to me, who created it? And then after you answer me, then you can continue, right?
Okay. So there's no such thing as anyone creating any number. All right?
Well, we are humans, right? So we create things, right?
No,
Or am I incorrect?
no, we discover. Things are already created.
When you talk about minerals,
You
okay.
discover them.
But when you talk about a telephone, human created the telephone, right? Not the minerals of the telephone.
No, sir. A telephone is just a representation of what is happening in our physical senses. Everything outside is a representation of our physical senses. Everything.
Yes.
So, how can we how can we create what already exists? Remember, telepathy is the first telephone. We just had to
Uh,
ground that. You understand? You get where we're going with this? The
yeah, I
spirit
get
creates
you. I
the
get
phone.
you. I get
Already,
you.
already the phone has already been created. That was just, it's an assembly. You discover these things together. Oh, okay, okay. Because electricity is already there. We just discover how to make it go from A to B.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
You feel that one? Does that make more sense?
Oh yeah, I'm spiritual, so I get you. But when I talk about creation, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm not talking about what the universe creates. I'm talking about what humans do, right? We make cars.
No, we don't.
Right?
That's what you call being arrogant and ignorant. Because we
So we
just
don't make cars. We don't make cars.
So what do you mean we? Where you coming from? You mean this modern civilization, or do you mean what already was buried and then they sold it back to us? I'm asking.
The reason why I say this, right, is because I cannot look back in the future, right?
Of course you can.
I can't.
Well, you can't.
Hmm.
Okay, that's you.
Yeah. I heard about the past, right? About six
The
billion
past.
years ago.
That's his story. That's all
Yes,
lies.
yes,
So what?
yes. But I try to explain, right? I heard
Go for it.
about 6 billion years ago, but I wasn't there. You understand?
Okay. Your point?
Hmm. We live now in 2026, according to some humans, right?
Gregorian calendar. Yes, the Gregorian calendar.
Exactly, right? But is it
Mhm.
really 2026? I don't know.
You see, now you're derailing this whole teachings, my man. That's that's
No, no,
that's
no,
for
no,
you
no.
to
I'm
ponder.
honest. I'm honest to you. That's it.
That's
I
cool.
try to be
You can.
honest.
That's cool, my brother. No, that's wonderful. But I'm saying this is about Friday the 13th and Master number 13. So I'm saying I'm teaching as well. This is,
Hmm.
there's other lives we can definitely tap into this for sure. You know how
Okay.
we go. But
Okay.
I'm
No
saying
problem.
this here, right here, this one.
Hmm.
You get me?
I get you.
Yes, yes, my
I
sir.
get you. I get you.
Thank you so much.
But
But
is it
your
really?
questions are amazing.
But anyway, I don't want to give you that feeling that what you're saying don't make any sense. No, that's not it. But when you talk about things, you got to know where those things come from, right? Who told you this?
This
Who
is why
wrote
this is
this?
why this is why you listen. This is why you listen. You
Hmm.
listen. You don't have to
Yeah,
you don't have to take every information from everybody. This is part of
exactly.
having discernment.
Hmm.
Remember, you have your own spirit, your own soul, your own body.
Yeah,
It's
man.
up to you to allow spirits within. You get me?
Exactly.
If
Yeah,
you
I get
watch
you.
something a lot, you program yourself. You listen to trap music all the time, guess
Hmm.
what? You're going to program yourself to want to trap, whether you like it
Exactly.
or not. This is so
Exactly.
I'm speaking about the fundamentals under this physical nature. I'm going way deeper. So before
Hmm.
you answer, listen.
Hmm.
You know the physical reality. I'm
Hmm.
telling you about what's beyond, what creates
Hmm.
already what's already here.
Hmm.
You see this
But
world is going crazy. So I'm giving us ways and methods, whether you like it or not. Like I'm saying, you don't have to absorb it. Like I'm saying with a spirit, a ghost, do you just let any ghost come into you? No.
mhm.
You have to have
Can I
spiritual
say?
hygiene. Do you just let any girl
Mhm,
have sex with you? No.
mhm,
You have boundaries.
mhm.
Same thing everywhere, just different dimensions, different
But
densities, different frequencies, different resonance. You see, I'm gonna
exactly.
go way deep. You
Mhm,
understand me? So just hold
mhm,
on. You
mhm.
get what I'm
But can
saying,
I
my king?
say one more last thing before you continue?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. When I walk every day with what's a good example? with a Nigerian guy, right? I will act like that guy some way, think like that guy some way, because we are always together, right? So,
Birds of a feather flock together.
hmm?
Birds of a feather flock together.
So it depends on where is your interest, my brother, because what you
What are
believe
you
is
talking
because
about,
of your
brother? What?
interest. What
Wait,
you believe is because,
what are you asking? What are you asking? What are you talking about? Because now, like I said, you're derailing the purpose of this live here.
okay. I apologize, man.
All right. No problem. You can mute yourself. All right. There we go. No stress. It's a misunderstanding. It happens. And this is part of having patience. Remember in my book as well, patience is not a state of, it's not a virtue or a timed task. It's a state of being. You must be patient. So he thought I was irritated with him. No, man, what you're saying is valid, but not for here, here, this, here. I don't know if you have eyeballs, is all I It's Friday the 13th. So I'm attempting to assist us with shifting the frequency because guess what else is powerful? 13, guys, is also the 13th letter, which is M. Guess what M is? M is mother. M also means mother. Mother means matrix. It's the number of the matrix. Matrix means mother. If you turn mother upside down, that's womb. Womb man. That taps into our emotions. Women have 13 cycles. There's also actually 13 moons because there's 28 days in a cycle. They've bamboozled us. There's no 30, 31, blah, blah. If you add all of those leftovers, there's an extra day, an extra month of 28. Simple. So that's why they've hid 13. But I was getting there. If beings who think they know, it's fine, no problem. I'm not claiming to think I know. I said I'm teaching. Once again, there's free resources of my book, The Law of Attunement. This is to attune yourself to a higher frequency, a higher consciousness. You still think 13 is bad luck. Oh my God. SS. Oh my God. Oh, Friday the 13th. You in doom and gloom. I'm saying no because I'm giving you the reasons because that's why we start with a foundation with everything. Without a foundation, you cannot build. You built on a rickety bridge. A rickety bridge, you make you drop off quickly. Yes or no, Lighthouse Portal? Huh? And how was Maui today?
Yeah, hi, aloha. I agree with you. We've just had a blackout. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to stay on here. We have absolutely no power on our off-grid stormy ass thing over here. Wow.
Oh, sorry to
Wow.
hear that. Are you safe that side though?
Yeah, we're safe. I'm just putting a bubble over us because I'm not interested in 80-mile-an-hour winds.
You know what? Let me just give you something to make you feel much better. As you are aware, blackouts, that is normal. And, even in winter, and I know you guys are in winter, you're coming out of winter
Right.
slowly.
Yeah, I'm not even in the electrical grid, so a blackout off-grid is a little concerning.
Absolutely. And then I just wanted you to also tap in here quickly while we still have you for a little bit.
Oh, of
Lane just
course.
said, thank you for joining, Lane. She said turtle shells as well as the lunar cycle, which we just spoke about, the 28-day cycle. Please, if you'd like to just maybe expand on that one and also remind us as well why they've hid the woman in religions. There's no powerful woman in terms of a positive nature. It's all about these Liliths and the negative equal opposites, you see, and these type of natures. Please continue.
the number 13 has been hidden because the womb man, is a very powerful creator. And they definitely didn't want us to know that. They wanted us to be separate from our creation space, from our intuition. The fear of 13 was put in as a program separate from ourselves. Sorry about the connection. We have no Wi-Fi.
No stress, no stress. We're gonna bear with you, no problem.
All right, one moment. I'll be right back. I need to go turn on the generator.
Okay, no problem. Let me continue. Otherwise, just continue to be safe. Is it a heavy storm or is it chilled out a bit?
It's about
Yeah, your network is toast. No problem. We'll catch up with you in a jiffy. Yeah, your network is definitely toast.
All right.
Thank you, Lara Sporo. We'll see you in a jiffy. All right, so as we continuing with these beautiful teachings, and also this is a beautiful day, guys. I don't want us to have fear any longer. There's no need for that. And especially it speaks to what's going on right now in the world, on the planet, which is orchestrated. Majority of what's taking place on the planet is orchestrated. If you don't know this but by now, if you don't feel that something is changing, something is off, then I don't know what to tell you. Except that, number one, there's also a plot against the woman, right? Especially the melanated woman. Okay, this is speaking to the number 13 because of 13 moons, actually. 13 lunar cycles because they go in 28, cycles of 28. Well, 28 point blah, 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 but you get what I'm saying? And yes, Lane in the comments spoke about how also, as I was giving the examples of 13, I mean, we can go to movies, we can go to sports, we can go to bloodlines, we can go to 13 is everywhere, but it comes off the 12, which is the completion, right? But 13, as she said, is on the total shell. They used to use that as ancients, originals. We used to use that as a calendar. Not just a calendar, we could count many things, many cycles within cycles. Because 13 is the gestation period of your, spiritually speaking, it's a gestation period of your desires, of your next chapter, of your intention, of your direction. You see? Exactly, Lane. Thank you so much, Lane. 13 times 28 equals 364 plus 1 day of rest, 365. This thing of what 366 and blah, blah, blah. You see, it's a spirit of confusion. They have to confuse us, but they've done that to us since. Okay? They had to make our spirit fall first. First, once the spirit fall, boom, got you. Got him. Because then we forget simple things like 13. Because if we had to start to move in a 13 cycle, this is why I fast. It came to me in my awakening, my final jolt, 2018. I say this, it's in one of my stories on my YouTube channel, where I started to have visions of me in the future already having done what I'm doing, but even more. See? And then also went back to the original moments and saw how we fell. from quote unquote L's, as in directional, as in Elohim, as in spiritual, as in cardinal, as in seasonal. So we were elements, elemental, element, ether. Okay? It's all in the spelling. It's also, everything is right in front of us. It's just that things like number 13, they will terrify you, give you fear fuel. Okay? More fear fuel, for sure. Oh, by Taylor, whoops. Fear fuel, they put that, for sure. And then once there's fear fuel, it's much. This is what now what we call the human condition. Part of the human condition is it's easier to convince someone of lies than the truth. What? What did he just say? It's easier for us to convince someone of lies than the truth. That's wildlife. See? And now, if that's what the case is, we have to now start to, and this is what's been taking place, starting to now see that once we move in cycles, as I was saying, my awakening, I started to see that to heal your emotions, because emotions are a feminine energy, not a female, not a woman. It's a feminine energetic principle. Okay? You have to differentiate energy with the physicality. Okay? Because a man can have masculine and feminine energies. A female woman can have feminine and masculine energies within her. See? Okay. And this is also how you're now able to start to omnistand the universe and energies, frequencies, resonance and vibration, and then numbers. Because numbers is how we can physically communicate with spirit or the unseen or direction. So all of those of you who are into numerology, you probably haven't gone as deep as this basic, but this is a fundamental foundation. Everyone knows tarot. You know tarot? In tarot, the death card is number 13. The death card in tarot is number 13. So that's just another fun fact for you guys. And then not just only that I do the full moon fast on the full moon, of course, but the full moon illuminates our shadow. Okay? But also fasting with amanzi, water. Togozin, thank you for the cap and welcome back. And thank you for the follow. We appreciate love. I told you you're going to learn some things. Okay? If that guy was still here, my man on that other side there, he would learn some things. All right, as we're continuing. So now when you're tapping into the full moon, not only does it illuminate your shadows, your shadow, you can also tap into your emotions, which is the feminine energy. That feminine energy is mother. That's the matrix. Once you control your emotions, you control you. Everything else becomes what? Water, liquid. Be water, my friend. You pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You pour water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Huh? One of my favorite quotes ever and inspirations to also write The Law of Attunement, my first book. Okay? Thank you for the support as well, guys. And please do follow the YouTube channel. We're on the road to 1K subscribers. But once again, you see, once you have control of your emotions, you can then, now you've mastered the number 13. Oh, wow. Once you've mastered number 13, which also, if you add that and you reduce it further into its master or into its singlet, it becomes 4. 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, when you're reducing many numbers, you want to get to your life path, all of that, and reduce it to one digit, you keep adding until you have 1 to 9. Okay. Kuselo in the building. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? And it's Friday the 13th. Guess who's playing Jason? Now I'm playing. Listen, this this is about mastering 13. So as we're saying, 13 lunar cycles, which is also the feminine cycle, 28 days. Okay. And then we're now going into why and how I spiritually attuned through dreams and visions and just spontaneous fasting. All right. Spontaneous fasting. That's how I also created it. So fasting, number one, you empty. So you're not your system, your physical. Remember, it's body, mind, spirit. So if you want to tap into your spirit, you have to go through your body, then your mind, then your spirit. Because we came in spirit, then became mind, then assimilated the body. So we're reversing back upwards. This is also in the book. No problem. As we continue. So now as we assimilating back, since we are a clear vessel, our cells can now talk to themselves. Okay. When you digest, all of your energy goes into your sacral, solar plexus, your solar chakra. That's the red, orange, yellow. Right? Also, funny enough, yellow is what? Yellow and red. Those are, but that's concerned with survival, sex, fornication, mundane, everything physical reality. Are we together? Yes. Okay. I want to show you something now that is going to, I don't know if they'll allow me here to just quickly change the picture, but this is going to bamboozle you because 13 also speaks to 13 bloodline families, Rothschilds, then 12 other ones or subs, and then there's more beyond that, but that's the core, if you will. If you want to bring it back down to today, there's one judge, 12 jurors. What? There's a Federal Reserve. Okay, the Federal Reserve, especially in the US of A, there's one main and 12 branches. Wow. McDonald's, which I'm going to show you now, is also M, which is the 13th letter of the alphabet. Whoops. Which brings you back to the 13 families. They have to put it there because since they've made you in fear, but they're using it against you and harnessing your energy same time, it becomes now a game. I don't know if I can change this thing. TikToks, what did you do? What did you do? Huh? This thing won't allow me to, unless it's changed. Guys, moderator, can I switch the background or what? All right, let me see if I can. There we go. Perfect. So the number 13, as we're saying, is everywhere. But Friday the 13th is not unlucky. It's, once again, what they have done to us. Okay, these 13 bloodlines in the physical reality. It's even in the movies. Friday the 13th. Guess who's playing Jason? 13 ghosts. Whoops. Remember that thing? Wow. Billionaire perishes in a glass house type vibe with many treasures. Wonders of the world. And he also had 13 ghosts locked away. Wow, it's a beautiful movie made in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Loved it. Also, there was a movie called 13 about some teenagers and, dwellums, etc., etc., etc. Once again, like I said, McDonald's, look at this thing, right? Look at that. Please, look at that. Look at what they do and look at the colors. Red, root, yellow, red, orange, yellow. Boom, guts. Got you. Got him. There's the 13. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What? Can you not see it? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay? And once again, here's another representation for those of you who don't know what we're talking about. That is the Rothschilds there. Rockefellers in them, Freemasons. 13 also is the number of the Freemasons. If you look at what we call what is this? Google, not just Google. If you look at their tag or their symbol, I don't have the picture here, but if you turn it to its side, it's 13. It's a 3. It looks like a fold, and it's a 3. Just like this thing over here. This is not a joke. There's the 3. There's the 1, which is the red line, and then there's the 3. That's on insane, if you ask me. Wow. Okay. So now what we're going into is also sports, especially in Tameli. I haven't gone so much deep as to investigate around here, but yes, evolution. They actively now. I don't want to say much because I'm probably going to get further banned. But this is for entertainment, educational purposes only teachings. But they now. I don't know if you guys saw the CEO of McDonald's in the US. He came out saying, "Hey guys, this is the new burger, blah blah," and he acted like he was taking a big bite. That guy literally. Man, I don't know what that thing was. He took a little because of what they're putting inside that patties and the ingredients. Think about this. Just think about this, guys. Where are all the cows that they're using for this 100% beef? Since they do about how many millions of burgers per day and per year, and not even per day, per month, and then per year? No. Plus, also now, if you look here in South Africa, Mzansi, what they're doing is they're running a campaign. I think they're doing specials of if you order on the app. Guys, tell me I'm wrong in the comments over there. But you see, why are they pushing this thing here? Cease. And what is in that thing? I'm gonna let y'all think on that. But also do your research. Remember, like that guy said, where you get your research, man, do your own. Are you kidding me? Don't be silly. That's a silly. I'm not. No one must spoon feed you as an adult, and especially now, it's too dangerous to be acting confused. If you're confused, say I'm dizzy, and then if you can see that I know more than you, just ask. Doesn't matter the age. That's the problem with you geezers, you boomers. You think you know everything. Guys, sometimes, it's okay to shut up and just be like, wow, it's making me freaking dizzy. My side is hurting. I don't know how to fix that. The hospitals are making me sick. What's happening? It's okay to admit that, you're wrong. It's fine. Because the first and the best way to healing is to admit. Okay? Admit it. Just admit it. Admit your hip is unhinged, you got dizzy, you know what I'm saying? Wow. That's perfect. And then also YNs. Man, you need to know that all of this stuff, they're grooming you to become sterile. Okay? That's where I'm going to leave that. Simple. So this is why we have to unlearn, and then now see this Friday the 13th. Okay, you guys are used to this thing. You guys are used to this just whoops, scary, scary. Guys, come on now. You now need to stop it. That's the fear factor. I'm asking you this. Every time they bring out something, guys, they were like, oh, this 3 Atlas, these comets, they're coming mighty close to Earth. Guys, we must watch out. What happened? Nothing. What's being really orchestrated is what they're showing you inside Hollywood sets. You guys think that everything that you see on the television is real. No, it's not. Might be a little section there, boom. But then trust me, like or it could be small set where, like toy soldiers, or some of these things where they're blowing things up, just like NASA. Guys, what does NASA mean in Hebrew? It means deception. Please stop it. Do your research. NASA means deception. Who are they deceiving? You guys think that, oh yeah, it's a space race. Shut up, please. Shut up. How is there wind there? Tell me how there's wind where you say it's a vacuum. Huh? What? Already you're dizzy. You're making us an idiot. It's enough now. And even now with Jim Carrey, guys, I love Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, growing up, man, The Mask, come on, beautiful, stunning, right? But this is the part of what these guys are doing. It's these things here. And it's that thing there at the back there, Baal. But it goes a bit deeper than that. That's just one of the 5 horsemen. I spoke about this in the other live. Okay? It's a plan, guys. Please wake up, please. And just observe. You'll see for yourself. You don't have to even believe me. Just look. Just observe. Don't judge. Don't point fingers. Take it easy, breathe, and watch. Oh my goodness. You maybe are likely to puke, get violent, feel angry, upset, want to throw tables because of the insanity that's been taking place under our noses. But also these geezers don't get it. Majority of geezers don't get it. And that's fine. Okay? That's perfect. Allow that, because everything has to take its course. You as a YN, if you feel a calling, if you feel that, you're being suppressed and all of this, the best thing to do is just shh. If you got a space, utilize it, but then continue. You know what I mean? Because there's other YNs or youngsters that don't even have 2 parents. So be happy for that. Be happy for the things you have present, because that will allow you to then not be eaten or taken aback by what's coming. Because what's coming, you think these disclosures and blah blah blah. Man, what? Actors, singers, sports stars, media. Then you got the world leaders. Abu Squirrel Ramaphosa. This guy he's worried about other things when here we have multiple issues, guys. He's out there gallivanting. Squirrel's just popping in. My people, just doesn't he look like he's growing horns though? I'm just saying. Doesn't he look like he hasn't slept in decades? I'm just saying. What are these geezers able to do for us who are here for the future? I'm asking. Because this system is rotten. Man, seriously, what are they doing for us? Except for sucking us dry, all of us. They complain that there's no Jobs, there's no blah blah, but they're out there splurching. They're out there, look at them, they're fighting about billies and they're switching each other off about billions. Listen there. Just watch. Like I said, just watch, guys. Look at Mazanga Commission talking about, did he buy you a BBL? Guys, they're making us Popeye. What do you got? Come on, man. Come on. You seen? So it's these things here, but it's infiltrated all republics. Shout out to Mkhulunzingiza at GEK, the Great Empire of Kemet, Togozin. In one of the podcasts, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's Moya podcast, he does say, and I have a snippet where he says, all republics must fall for us to have liberation. Bagwanto, original. And then the rest will follow. Not to say other people must not have their position. But, man, it's enough now. But we are seeing it take place in real time. Because when people become enough, enough will be enough. I mean, in places of Africa, guys, just observe. Guess what they did to some of these other prime ministers? I'm not too sure the countries. If it's not Burkina Faso, Traoré has already got that on lock. Shout out Ibrahim Traoré. But they went outside his gate. They broke his gate. They dragged him out. They found his stash. Guess how much they found? Guys, they're finding stash of US crisp notes. Crisp. Crisp. Where are you getting it from, brother? Nyabuza nje. We asking. Yeah? Where is it coming from? Guys, we just want to know. And then even Squirrel, that's what I'm saying, guys. He's gallivanting, but Palafala. Dude, man, come on, dog. Come on, my man. See? He's part of this thing. I mean, he was parachuted in. You must look at my pinned post. He was parachuted in. In the 90s, he was parachuted, in the 80s even, he was parachuted in by and he was funded by the Mennos, the Ruperts, and the Oppenheimers. I mean, just observe. But they're scrubbing history slowly. That's why they have AI, because AI is also scrubbing history. AI is scrubbing things, guys. This thing you guys say, oh, Mandela effect, Mandela effect. Don't be idiot. They're doing it on purpose, but then they're messing with your mind. It's a psyop. It's a Project Bluebeams. All right? It's a Project Bluebeams, guys. Okay? See? This is what they're doing. It's these guys here. These are the guys that want you to be afraid of Friday the 13th. These things here. And then at the top, they're just laughing. Blick, 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 blick. And then that time, they're chewing our children. Our heirs. Even children is the wrong spell. Kids means baby goat, which is a sacrifice to Baphomet, which is part of the five horsemen of Shaitan or Lucifer, the light bringer, which is actually Jesus. Jesus is also the risen son, right? So he brought the light. It's one and the same shits. In order to be a Satanist, and this is for entertainment, educational purposes only, in order to be a Satanist priest, you have to first go past and go through becoming a Christian priest. It's in their doctrine. Guys, just do your research and observe, please. Okay? Just observe that thing. No, thank you, Coco. This is just for illustration purposes. So it's not the full situation. You feel me? But I've also just pinned my free consultation for those of you who are looking to go a bit deeper after this. It's available. It just, it comes and goes, that pin. But you see, even Sir Justice just said over there, he remembers reading about Trump being president in '09. Of course. They have to put it somewhere. Remember, like I also said, they did before Covid loca, la livina Covid loca. Before we had to do umchovo needlecraft, right? They had to. They brought out, what was it? I forget the name now, but it was an actual simulation of the pandemic. I even wrote a song called 2020 Pandemic. You see? Exactly, evolution. We need to follow Utraure, because at the end of the day now, it's happening. Umkwanazi is trying, but at the same time, he doesn't want to get switched off. Because can you see at KZN, the reason why KZN is deep is because underneath they still do sacrificial things with especially our heirs. And that is why mama's crying. You get what we're saying? So the blood, it goes into the earth. For my English people, it's an original thing. It's an indigenous, as you say, indigenous thing. But it's an original thing. You see what I mean? Where the blood goes in the soil, she'll hear it. You get me? In the water especially. That's why there was, for the first time in, I don't know, eons, there was a tornado at Depen. I think it was 2022 or 23, if someone can remind me. Anyone from Derbs out here? Because it's in the water, young blood, and our heirs are the ones that that's the purpose. And we've all lost complete touch, even with our own inner heir, our inner child. You get me? And child just means that we are able to be manipulated by the state or by the government. Ihulumente, as if they don't manipulate or take anything else. So, as we continue with these teachings, because this is absolutely powerful. I knew this was going to be amazing because, they try and hide the most beautiful things from us. Okay? Yep. Is it Goji or is it Jorge? It was all the plan. Even the Simpsons are not predictions, but they show the plan. Exactly. Thank you. Someone with some brains. Togozi. Nice one. Exactly. You see, uh, they have to. They have to. It's part of so that they don't eat karma. They have to give it there so that they say you made the choice. And also they have to desensitize. You get me? So that by the time you see an alien, you're like, all right, cool. I mean, look at disclosures. Just 5-6 years ago, guys, there was no such thing. They were like, don't even say that. You're a conspiracy theorist. You must go into a straitjacket when you need meds now. What? Right? Now what? Guys, actually, they've all been here all the time. And you see those UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenons, UAPs. Those are, some of them are interdimensionals, so they can pop in and out of this dimension. They don't even explain what that means, né? As if you know. They can pop in and out of the dimensions, and they've been walking among us. And when you see the Sasquatch and Deep Bigfooty, and Dogman and all of that, that's fine. They've been there, guys. You're not wild, okay? So sorry about putting you on meds. Since sorry about making you a psychopath. You get the psyops. You get how the fear factor is everything in this order. Okay? They need us to be constantly feared and sedated. This is why I gave them McDonald's, right? This is very wild. There's the 13 for you. There's the 13 for you. The red is the 1, and then there's the 3. And then it's also the bottom 3 chakras still. It's keeping you tethered downstairs spiritually. You're only concerned with materialistic pleasures. That's why also when you quote unquote die, which by the way we do every evening, you die every night. Every time you lay yourself to sleep, where do you go? Okay, cool. You die, meaning that you separate yourself from consciousness, except the only difference is you still are tethered, meaning you can still pop back in to this simulation. Okay? This shared created electromagnetic frequency reality. Okay. So you see that there? These 13 families, which is Rothschilds, and then we've got the others. That's why they have to bring everything back to a 13 and keep you sedated, right? And under a spell. So all of us, I think if you want to put your story in the comments, or if you want to come onto the panel and give your story about 13 and why are you so scared of 13 and where did you first learn this thing? And so that I can show you that even further that we are able to move out of it spiritually, because what it means is to tap back into your feminine energy within. And for the womb men is to tap into your womanly nature, not only your feminine energy, but your womanly nature, your womb, your uterus. You now are able to cleanse yourself as well. You can remove traumas as well, because now there's a culture of, this just extensive fornication. This is what one of the 5 horsemen want of shaitan. Okay? And if I'm not mistaken, that is Baal. Yes. And Baphomet as well. Yeah, so those are my other notes. But once again, you see, it's all a plan. Once you know the frequency or their numbers, you can see it everywhere. Even with when, quote unquote, people pass away, Kobe Bryant's example, Tupac's, they move on lines of energy. So they try and mimic what's already there. For example, the 4 most powerful are the cardinals, right? So we have all the cardinal switches. So one of them is the solstice, it's the equinoxes. Yeah, it's the equinoxes and the solstices. Yes. Those 4. So if you notice around there's holidays around those. For example, now we're going to come to our autumn in South Africa, in the Southern Hemisphere, our autumn, or for my Westerners, in fall, right? We're in fall from the 21st of March, Imash, ne? We go into autumn. That's a cardinal equinox. Sorry, yes. It's the autumn equinox. For you guys, it's the spring equinox, if I'm not mistaken, right? Okay. You see how then now we have what? Ishtar. What? Okay, in Ishtar, in Easter, what is the symbolism of Ishtar? It's about eggs and bunnies. It's about fertility. It's about the womb man. So they bastardized the womb man by taking away her ability and her divinity by replacing that with an egg. But it also still symbolizes birth, rebirth. So they also, this is the second most, okay, this is the most disturbing part, but this is for entertainment, educational purposes only. This is the second most disappearances of children on the planet in the year, apart from around Halloween. Okay. Oh, that's my worst part. The worst part. Okay, let me just get to some of these comments while we just take a breather. But are there any other questions? Let me get to you guys. 21, 22. Yes, in Durban by the tornadoes, 2021, 22. Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you for the likes. Yep, exactly. A 42 neg. Simpsons simultaneously predicted and sent it out for us to create. They do that with everything. Funny enough, there's 13 people in the channel. As I just said that, what we do is we create their reality by being sedated on their foods. Okay, on their foods, right? We watch their shows. So we get programmed by the television. Remember, that's also Black Mirror. There's also a show, The Black Mirror. Your phone, if you switch, just make it on dark. It's Black Mirror. Your laptop, Black Mirror. It's dark magic. It's witchcraft. So the West has used original energy, which we only use for divinity, against us. So they've reversed everything. So Hebrew, when you speak English, English is Hebrew backwards. Hence why in some songs, most songs that, play them backwards, the Billie Eilishes and all of them, play them backwards, they saying some other things. Wow. They cursing some people. I don't know who. It spells, you see, but also they put it on a frequency of 440, right? We all know this by now. 440 is a distortion. It also sound opens portals, guys. Sound, water, sound, and light. You can open a portal with water, sound, and light. The correct frequency, the correct reverberation. You get what I'm saying? With the correct light, okay, frequency, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Isn't that what the stars do sometimes? Okay. Watch out. Okay. And then, so sound, frequency, and then water. Amanzi, mother. That's the element which is everywhere in all forms. Water. Yes. Hence why I wrote the book, The Law of Attunement. We are 70 to 90% water. Therefore, we can tune into our emotions, which is water, which is a feminine energetic principle, which is also the moon, which is also 28-day cycle, which is also 13. The 13th month, which is missing from the Gregorian calendar on purpose. Togozin, let me get back to some of these. 42 neg, yes, Bitcoin. You know who runs Bitcoin, well, who founded Bitcoin? If you don't know, please do some research, but let me point you in a direction. He's the files. Yes, 13 is indeed the goddess. I did speak of that. Indeed. Welcome, Diana. Dirty Diana. Yeah. Dirty Diana. Yeah. Yes, I did cover that, Diana. You in late. The 13th disciple betrayed Jesus. That was who? Judas. That's why we say that guy's a Judas. I want Judas, lo. Yeah, he was the 13th guest. Also, as I covered before, Loki, the god Loki in Norse mythology, was the 13th arrival to the feast and brought chaos. And also, if you look at the $1 bill in USA, Abdo Okeo, order out of chaos. There's also 13 bricks, 13 straws, 13 stars, 13 petals on the other side. There's the symbol of 13 is everywhere, right? Remember, there's 13 Masonic bloodlines. Rothschilds in the top, as we said earlier, just to catch you up, no problem. And then we have, but there's deeper things taking place. But also, like we said, the church is in the middle, it's in the center. Not just the church, rely upon legion. Who said we are legion? I covered this before. Some of my teachings on the YouTube channel, you guys can always go there. Please do subscribe. The repeats are always there. They long format, so you have to have patience and be in a mode of wanting to learn and study and do your own research further. It's best when you're fasting. Especially when the taxes are due, Neg. 42 Neg, thank you for the comments, man. Dirty Diana. You like that one? Good night, the Lighthouse Portal, if you do manage to slumber. I know it is storming in Maui, Hawaii. Please be safe. And you do have a blackout. Hopefully your electricity does come back soon and you're able to warm up. Thank you so much. Timeless Ascension, deep information for sure, my brother. I always go deep. That's what she says. Stop it. I said I'm not going to make jokes when I'm teaching. But that's how we learn. You don't learn when it's serious, but this stuff is serious. But when you know foundation, it's very fun. That's why my teachings are fun. Especially when you fasted, when you have more energy, more space. That's what fasting does. It makes you faster. That is one of the principles, the first principle of my book, The Law of Attunement Teachings, Book 1. Thank you so much for the comments, guys. Let me get more to the rest of y'all before I continue. 1 plus 3, we did cover this already, Timeless Ascension. 1 plus the 3 is your 4, which actually I'll get into that next. 1 plus 3 is your 4, which goes into balance. 4 is also a feminine number in numerology. No, actually, that's debatable. That is debatable in terms of its energy. I'm going to read that energy more. Because of 4 corners. Remember, that's what they've put us into. They put us into 90-degree angle, but also 4 is a stability in terms of spiritual realm, in a higher realm. Okay? Wow. Whose nation? Who is nation? My brother, on the gas, no brakes. My man is in the building. Took us in. Can you do 33? Does it have? No, this is 13, my man. You see, come on, my man. You must go onto my YouTube channel. I have the teachings there, 42 Neg. Today is Friday the 13th. If you have a story about you experiencing negativity with the number 13, where did it start? Where did it begin? What I've already covered is the way to unravel that within your psyche, within your consciousness, by noticing its divinity, by noticing that it's just mother. It's mother looking for you to remember her. In between, remember, there's mim, M-E-M. M-E-M in Hebrew means mim, water, meyim. Okay? So water, you remember through your waters, through your 70 to 90% of it. Your hydration. Okay? So the reason why you're terrified of 13, I can tell you off the cuff, is because they said, number 1, that it's unlucky. They also made the movie Friday the 13th. They showed you this guy. Who knows this guy? Who knows this guy? Who knows this guy? Togoza Putman Magwand. My YouTube channel is at Lex Stays Liquid. Same word, same thing everywhere, across the board. Anywhere where there's Lex Stays Liquid, you mean. If it's anyone else, I'm gonna have to put in a claim. Let me know. I'm gonna collect some checks. Sifuna imali la. Sifuna amaphepha. Sifuna amamitha. Sifuna ama at Lex Stays Liquid. LEXSTAYSLIQUID. Thank you, 42 Neg. You're awesome, man. Thank you, Dudula_Dole. You are amazing, guys. Thank you. Friday the 13th is absolutely lucky. You haven't told me the meaning of 13. Evolution? You weren't here for that. You must ask me questions. Thank you for that one. Okay, so the meaning of 13. Are we asking spiritually? Let's go spiritually. Spiritually, 13 is a new beginning. It's a gestation. It's speaking to your what's in your intention, because remember 13 is speaking to the 28-day cycle of the female, right? We're speaking on the fact that that 28-day cycle is a completion of the lunation, meaning you've completed a cycle of a circle, which is a pattern. When you complete the cycle of a circle of a pattern, you then are able to then step into the new. We only go to 12. When you go to 12, you stay stuck in a loop. You don't have a cycle. You're not spiraling. Remember, every life is a circle, right? But then depending on your angle, if you turn it to its side, it becomes like a tornado. That's a spiral. It's either you up or down. Yes? If you turn it flat, 2D, it's just a circle. You're in a rut. You're going in circles. Yes? Okay. So you need to decide where you are. So spiritually, people have no decision from the 12. 12, when you reduce it, 1 plus 2 is your 3. 3 is supposed to have a pyramid, fire in the middle. You're supposed to already know where you're headed. You should have that fire within your middle, in your mid. Higher, higher. And then you jump into the 13, which is also another master number, which is why I'm saying they've hit it to you. So the meaning of it in the spiritual is you moving to your highest, to your next part of your next cycle, instead of being in a circle or a rut, eating your own tail. Does that make sense in the spiritual? Mentally, you keep replaying the past. That's an example of a rut. That's depression. You're trying to change the past. Another rut can be trying to control the future, which is essentially anxiety. You cannot control any future, only what you are in the present. Let me say that louder for the people in the back. You cannot control anything except for what you are in the present. If you want to stop eating fat cakes, you want to stop your diabetes, you want to blah, 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 it starts now. Not tomorrow, not maybe, yesterday I should have, could have, maybe I will. It's now. That's how you ground your spiritual into your mental, right? And then a mental, when you say a mental fortitude, is emotional intelligence. You're able to observe. You can let things go. You have patience, a state of being, because you are present. You are not anxiety. You are not depression. You are present. That's an example of being 13 mentally. 13 physically means that you are not, number one, being taken aback by things like this. Guang, 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 guang. I know people say, I'm not choice. That's rubbish. Everyone has a choice. Your choice is to eat that. There's a choice. So stop it. You understand? That's rubbish, what we speak to ourselves. You see? For example. So I hope I'm making sense. Evolution, please let me know that I did answer what the meaning of 13 is. It's spiritually, mentally, and then physically. Shout out, Lincoln. I've been here for a few years, but it's cool. It's nice that people are around, waking up. But now it's beautiful time for us to go deeper. That's what she says. It doesn't get old, that one. I'm joking, guys. Dudula underscore Dol. What is the name of my YouTube channel? At Lex Stays Liquid. Same name, same corner, same style I'm playing. So at Lex Stays Liquid. LEXSTAYSLIQUID. So in terms of spirituality, like I'm saying, you don't have to take it serious. You need to be your inner child. See? So that this stuff doesn't bamboozle you. Remember, it's been occulted, meaning hidden, especially the power of 13, so that you don't step into yourself, into the next versions of yourself. Remember, you can't, how is your cells, your blood, your hair follicles, it's always renewing itself, but not you. It has its own cycles. Everything has its cycles. Except you, when I say you, the conscious you, which has been programmed. Okay? Shout out to Giovanni St. Johnson. Shout out to Lord Touch. Lord Touch what? Wow. 4 is the builder. Yes, symbolizing stability, discipline, practicality, a solid foundation. Exactly. But that's why I say it's not really feminine. It's looking more masculine in the physical. But when you look at, it's a masculine. 4 is a masculine number for sure. Yeah, because masculine energy is stabilizing. It's discipline. It's practical. It's solid. It's directional. Okay. 42 neg mempre. What? What are you saying there, brother? Please help me. All right. Any other questions? 42 neg. I don't watch scary movies. Life is interesting enough. Man, life is already scary if you listen. You can. This is what. See, some people Friday the 13th have opened a portal. That's why I took some time to get online. It's because the collective consciousness has a fear of this day. As I said, that there's 13 people in the room. That's amazing how that happened. Anyway, thank you all for joining. You guys are amazing. Dirty Diana, yeah. Diana saying, yeah, that movie made me freak out every time it was Friday the 13th. Amen. But you see how they preyed on the fear? Huh? Oh, yes. This is what we need to get into. Wow. Hey, Jamula, you know, my G. Let's get into the fact that this calendar year, this Gregorian calendar year, February was the first Friday the 13th. This March is the second Friday the 13th. And in November is going to be the third Friday the 13th. The only other time since 1990, to my research, guys, you can do your own research, but I've done it. I've done it for you. Since 1990 that this has happened is only 1, 2, 3, 4 other times. In 1998, it was Feb, March, November as well. In 2009, in Feb, March, November as well. In 2012, except this was the only one different, in Jan, April, July. And then in 2015, Feb, March, November. And then this year, Feb, March, November. What? And then also I covered what the shift is happening in this shift of ages until the year 2055, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. I have some beautiful insight on this. But once again, I was called insane. I see. Look who's insane now. Wow. That's why I'm so calm now. While everyone's freaking out. But once again, guys, I do have consultation. So please feel free to book your free, we can touch base and then we'll take it from there. Today, Friday the 13th, I'll actually give 150 for 1 hour. 150, 1 hour. 150, 1 hour. I should say 130. No, 150. 150, right? Because of that bank charges. The system is crazy. But, just to allow beings who want to continue, and if you need space today, if you want to book it today for tomorrow or, then you let me know, right? When you join, please mute yourself, and then we'll get to you. As I'm finishing off the comments, thank you, Tay. Thank you, Njabulo. Thank you, 42 Neg, sorry. As I said, please mute yourself. Putmani, I'll get to you just now, my brother. Intuition is in the now, exactly. And then shout out to Ado, shout out to Shepherd. McDonald's meaning eating the ancestors. Wow, exactly. Yep. This is what I was saying. If you see the red is the 1, 3 is the yellow. But also it speaks to our chakras. Red, orange, yellow. They keep us in the bottom 3. Simple. Simple. And then also we're eating each other. It's been a minute now, but good luck, guys. Thank goodness mina angidli nyama even. Inama angibambi. I don't touch meat, guys. Also I fast, but I do train intensively in terms of calisthenics. So, my bones are strong. We actually starting to do a lot of other things to gain weight. It's actually very funny. I'm picking up muscle in weird places, but then again, it's the growth hormone which I'm releasing because of my intermittent fasting as well. I do OMAD 1 meal a day, but then there'll be times in near winter when I'll have maybe 2, something with like a soup and then like a broth, and then I'll have my veggies and if it's some beans or whatever. But I don't really take too many carbohydrates. I'm going to go more towards fruit, but we have to move with our intuition. As you're moving in your journey as well, your intuition is your best friend. If you hear that voice saying, don't go there, don't go there, listen to it. Even if it's confusing, you don't know where it's coming from, listen. I'm telling you, that's your best friend now. And the best way to do it is not to eat this shit, because this clogs you up. I put this all in my teachings at Lex Stays Liquid. At Lex Stays Liquid on YouTube. And then those are for free. And then I got my book. It's still in pre-order phase. But please bear with us. We're independent. We pay for everything ourselves. So it's just taking a little bit of some time. Also, there's beautiful proofreading. My moderator's coming all the way from Maui, Hawaii. It's also my publisher. She's going to be proofreading and also assisting with the publication. So, lento lena, tough, rough. But I have to do the correct thing away from the system. Otherwise, the book won't be pure. It won't be delivered to the people, from my heart to the people, to us, Bagwantu. Especially, this is going to be a manuscript to assist our heirs, the young ones. It's going to be part of teaching to attune yourself to the law of attunement. You're attuning your waters. Amanzako. You know what I mean? It's another thing which is aligned with natural laws and also laws of nature, laws of life, laws of cycles, especially water, and the power of melanin. You see? In numerology, the number 13 is powerful, misunderstood symbol of transformation, a karmic lesson. Yes. Karmic lesson, but karmic is only, you know what karma is? Karma is only what you haven't resolved within yourself. So it's going to show you outside. Does that make sense? Karma is simply, now you don't listen to in you and don't get out of that relationship. Get out of that relationship. For example, get out of this club. Get out of this club. Get out of this club, for example. What's your karma? You're going to reap the physical reality. I like to call it the physical reward because you knew better, but did you do better? You get me? It's a hindsight versus foresight. So now we have to be foresight 2020 instead of hindsight 2020, because everyone is hindsight is 2020. Young Tar. Guys. Yes, the 4 cardinal points for sure. We got the Moon Queen in here. Thank you. You can't be scared of Mother Earth. If you're scared of Mother Earth, you're scared of the Ilanga, the sun, Father Sun, which then you're not organic. And stop wearing what's it called, sunscreens. Just stop eating this stuff. Stop eating this poison, and you'll be fine. Go more organic. Yonkinto ibo right. You'll be fine. Zobam chonch. Eat less processed, less fatty, And we have to stop being Western in terms of what we eat. Even for the women, you need to release yourself from Western cosmetics, products, easy weave, because underneath it all, it's messing with your womb and your hormones, which is taking you off key. Ask the ladies themselves, making you crazy outside. Wow. Tick. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, please. And then also I have this video out. Okay. You need to stop looking at Friday the 13th from a negative perspective. It's always from a higher perspective, because it's also one of my triple P's. My first triple P is passion, purpose, play. You rediscover your passion, you will automatically step into your purpose, which will allow you to play every day, which you can call work. So your play, your passion can make you play, which is work, which can pay. In other words, seen? But no one has patience for that. Everyone wants that quick baba. This is why we've got the Matlanga Commission. People are arguing over BBLs on that thing. Wildlife. Wild. And then the next 3 P's is presence, perspective, perception. When you are present, you can change your perception, which will therefore alter your perspective. And you can reverse and chop and change them each and every way, because it's water, it's fluid. And it's lex stays liquid. You have to stay liquid. You pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You pour water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Be water, my friend. Love Bruce Lee. Like I said earlier, one of my favorite inspirations, not only for my book, but just in becoming. Shout out to Limo. Thank you for the follow. Are there any questions? Let me just keep scrolling down. Are there any questions before I keep continuing? Could you please explain the Conscious Men community? Put mine. Okay, the Conscious Men community. I'm not going to speak on that here, because this is about Friday the 13th, but it's pretty much part of my vision, which I created. And what we do is I host hikes, youth camps, father-son, meetings, brotherhood things. But I'm going to expand more once the book is now out fully. So I'm now going a little bit slow, but you'll be the first to know, guys. And then I think someone hacked my one account, so I'm also dealing with that. But it's mainly to bring men together and boys together with lessons like this, but only things that a boy can learn from a man. And then also those lost in-betweens, the adolescents, teenagers, etc., even young men, who maybe are dealing with, addictions, whatever the case, where we can now speak nice and easy. We can even start to learn different skills, teach each other skills. I've got skills which I'd love to teach. I'd love to learn other skills. You see, teaching each other how to use our hands again. You see, build, sipilita, things like this, where we can teach our heirs, our young men, things which will keep them, number one, away from the streets, away from idoti, just other things. You see what I mean? So the vision is pretty much that. The mission is to liberate our people, to liberate our boys, because once the boys have a direction, they're able to then be protectors, providers, and everything else that which the women on their side are healing in themselves. They got to heal a lot of stuff in their womb, you see, but we all have to do our own thing. So the Conscious Men community is for us to do what we must do first, and then we're able to then direct, healthy, holistically, with a balanced feminine within. Our feminine energy in is balanced. We are able to relax. It's not always go, 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 go. You're able to breathe. You have patience. No, you are patience. Shout out to Patience if she's inside there. But yes, hopefully I answered your question. And thank you for that. Please send me a message as well. Shout out Diwali03. Bazulu, I'm learning. Shout out, man. Thank you, my brother. I know we're all learning, my man. We're all learning. You see, when the student is ready, the master appears. Yet I remain a student of life because life is fascinating, but spirit remains because we come from spirit. So we've mastered spirit, but also we've mastered the third dimension in terms of death. We've mastered ububi. You understand that? We've mastered negative nature. We've mastered being bullshit. We've mastered bullshitting ourselves. We've mastered not being honest to ourselves. We've mastered not being truthful to ourselves. We've mastered not living in our authenticity. We've mastered not being in such a beautiful balance where everything is just going correct, guys. Like, wow. Oh, you're not tired? Are you guys not tired? Wow. I'm tired. Imagine our children, our heirs. No, no, no. So this is why I do what I do with the Conscious Men community. Welcome, Uhuru. Do you have something to say about Friday the 13th or a couple of words?
Greetings. Actually, I just want to learn more about it, shed more light, because many people are scared about it, and I don't know why.
Oh, yes, my brother. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you for the comment. But you're in late, man. I think I'm 2 hours in. I'm about to end very soon. This is why we're in questions and answers. But this will go on a replay on my YouTube channel at Lex Stays Liquid. It's the same name. LEXSTAYSLIQUID. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Otherwise, you can try to break it down in maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds, 5 minutes. I mean, so that at least I get a hint by the time I'll be watching your video, so that the twists
Of
won't be
course, my
lost.
brother. Of course. I'll try and upload it as soon as possible for you. All right, my man. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's all.
All right, my man. You can mute yourself for now. Let me continue. Thank you, my man. All right. My brother Njabulo says, my brother, I used to be bored by pimples, or he used to be like plagued by pimples, but since he stopped eating meat, his skin glows. Listen to that one. See, just a simple thing like inama, because listen, it's guys, if we break it down, what is meat? Because they want to make us all carnivore, right? They want to make us to start get used to what? Eating each other. They want to bring about shaitan. They want to bring about Lucifer, the light bringer, which is also Jesus, which is the risen sun, which brings the light, right? It's one and the same thing. To become a Satanist priest, you have to first to be ordained, right? This is in their books. You have to first become a Catholic priest. You have to go through Catholicism first. So you have to know all of those teachings and everything that you have to practice and Jesus, blah, blah, blah. And then you jump into Satanism. This is in their doctrine. Do your research, but also it's out there. The truth is stranger than fiction, guys. And this is also part of 13. This is how they hide 13. Okay? It's wild how they've hidden 13. Remember, today's Friday the 13th. Those of who are, in Australia and New Zealand, they probably already almost tomorrow. But how was your Friday the 13th? If I have any of those guys, the guys on the eastern side of the world, you guys are more towards the evening. But Tina, and then also some of the Westerners who are coming into Friday the 13th, and Tina in Africans and us here. If you have any questions, if you have any fears, let me make it make sense for you. Let me make it make sense. But once again, I've covered everything from how M is the 13th letter. There's 13 bloodlines, Rothschilds. We've covered all of that. We've covered M is matrix, which means mother, which upside down is womb man. Woman is also 28-day cycle. That's what they've hidden it. There's actually 13 moons because they go in days of 28, right? So it's 4 weeks or 4 strongs, as I like to say. I don't like to say week in terms of the spell because my cells are listening always. Law of attunement things. All right. Thank you for also supporting the book, guys. But also, we also covered the phobia. So research this. Try TRISKAIAAIDE. Sorry, let me start that again. It's trichidescaphobia. trichidescophobia, the fear of number 13, guys. There's a phobia. Isingisi. Please excuse me. My English is not my mother tongues. Listen, I know I sound nice, but some of these words, wow, what is this thing? Okay. Triskidescaphobia. Triskidecaphobia. 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 All right. Triskaideka. Phobia. That's a phobia of the number 13. And we're on 13 people in the room. This is wildlife. Okay. For example. And we also covered about the fact that there's this is since 1990, there's been only 1, 2, 3, 4, including this year, 5 years, which have in this Gregorian calendar has 3 months with Friday the 13th in it. So 2026 has 3 Friday the 13th. February had it, this month, and then also November. So this is why I've done this, so that I can, boom, create some snippets, and then we can re-alive this in November. So that everything that is going to take place, guys, don't say I didn't tell you. Togos, let's go. Let's go. 42 Neg, remember in Batman how makeup was poison? Yes. Man, they even put, okay, you know that Oprah, okay, do you know that Oprah's beauty serum, that red serum of hers, uses babies' foreskins? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah? But yeah? What? Did you just say? Listen, there's a clip online, you guys, and listen, it goes deeper. There's something called young blood. I covered this in one of my videos that they shadow banned. It's called young blood. They used to have these in the West. Ask my Westerners, the guys in the US, these blood drive clinics, where they used to take blood from young people, and then guess where that young blood goes? Into things like vampire facials, Abu Kardashian. They called it vampire facials, where they use the blood of youth, of young blood, virgin young bloods. Clean, especially those that haven't eaten meat, inama, like you clean. They love that thing. Crazy work. But different species of them, these entities, they love different hues of it. Just like some of y'all like your seasoning on your meat. Oh my gosh. Did he just say that? But it's the truth. It's like seasoning, depending on what that guy eats. If someone is like a drug addict, or like the child is already onset, they don't feel that. They don't want that. They want it pure. You see? It's just like ask any addict. They like their stuff pure. You feel me? They don't want any impurities. I'm speaking in general terms now. Okay, even a chemist, when he synthesizes pharmaceuticals, they say there's no impurities on it, or it's X% impurities only. Right? They want it as pure as possible. I mean, who's watched Breaking Bad? See, he had that pure, that blue, that pure. You feel me? Okay. Thank you, Garabo. Of course. But once again, this is not for fear factors. Daughter of Kem, how you feeling? It's not to make anyone fearful. It's to give you guys warning signs. But the reason why I laugh is because, man, I've done my shadow work, so it's gone through me. I'm not traumatized. You see, when you traumatize, your reaction is from a fearful state of being. When you react from a fearful state of being, your nervous system cannot calculate anything. You're also not coming from your frontal lobe. So you become an idiot, in other words. So imagine if you're using pharmaceuticals, maybe alcohol on top of that. So someone who's already confused or dizzy, they become an idiot even further. You see what I'm saying? Which is a danger to especially our heirs around us. If you're a grown adult, you're more than welcome to do whatever you want. It's all about our youngsters. Okay, I'm trying to avoid these spells of KIDS and chilled dren. Crazy work, because that sends a vibration through my body, which I don't enjoy. We've cleared ourselves to a certain point, so certain things I don't engage with. Thank you, Butman. So noted. For thanks, and I want to get involved. Yes, of course. I'll give you some information, Butman. Like I said, let me focus on the law of attunement, getting the physical copies, and making sure I cover all of these. There's this white tape and red tapes, and we in a lungu world, man. So I have to just make sure Gutizi right. My I's are dotted, T's are crossed on that other side. Togozi. Thank you so much, Uhuru Falcon, for the follow, brother. Thank you for joining the panel as well. It's your daughter's birthday, daughter of Kemet. Hey, you know what? I don't like to sing happy anymore. I don't like to celebrate any holidays or even my own birthday, but it's been years for me. But those around me, that's why I don't pretty much have friends. You get me? Because people get touched because it's all a spell. Remember, blowing out candles is symbolizing blowing out your own spirit. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let you get what I'm saying. So once you know everything that they do is witchcraft back to us, especially holidays and birthdays, and it's sacrificial, it's dirty, and our heirs, our youngsters get the brunt of it because they're the ones disappearing under our noses. And like I'm saying, these guys are chewing, they chewing it, and especially with certain meals, certain types of, like I said, this is one big one. I'm not going to say the name, but bim. You can see the 13 there. The red is the 1, the yellow is the 3. They have to keep you in the bottom 3 chakras. Red, orange, yellow. Simple. It's primal. You stay here. Keep it there. We don't want you to expand your consciousness. We don't want you to think about what's taking place. As Funugus, we don't want to hear a damn thing. All we want is for you to follow what we say, because we are legion. We are legion. It's this thing. It's this system, this thing there. And Baal is just one of them, like we said earlier. There's plenty more, and they are bringing out more. Like I said, the next Friday the 13th is in November. Okay? But once again, mwah, to daughter of Kemet, to your daughter, tell her I send my love. Babalek says, love you so much. Hopefully we'll be in a position in the near, now moments where we can meet up, and I can give you some nice present in person. This thing of blah, blah, blah. I don't like it. But we're going to be traveling with the book and also doing some signings and etc. etc. We're doing many beautiful things, on the boots on the ground, changing e-frequency, going to some of the sacred sites as well, doing some beautiful content as well, shooting the other documentary, Aloha Meets Ubuntu as well, coming out 2030, a 3-part, piggybacking on some of Ubabu Credo Mutwa's work with the missionaries who came from Maui, Hawaii in the 90s. Was it the 80s or the 90s? I'm not too sure. 70s, 80s. She knows best on that information. But so we're doing a lot of things which are changing e-frequency while y'all are sleeping. And these teachings are for us too, where we can meet and see where we're at. And see, Uguti, listen, are we waking up? Are we waking up? Are we together? Because we can't leave each other behind without saying, Uguti, okay, we just came from the river. There's a crocodile there. There's a pofadder there. There's that there. I warned you. Don't go now. There's those things there. That's what we're saying. So if you go and you get bitten or you get chased, or at least, like I said, we told you. There's the 13 again. Let's welcome Ipuda. Ipuda, Gunjan Lapo, how you feeling? And how's your Friday the 13th thus far? As we're starting to close it.
It's good. Well,
I know. Siyaphileka lapha. Siyaphileka. We're doing the
It's
thing. We're doing the things. We're doing the things, man. Friday the 13th. Tell us a little bit about from your perspective.
irritating. Inhleko yazi mkhulu. I was actually thinking about these numbers, the 369 actually. Yeah, well, how are they the master frequencies actually? And then now the 13, or before we get to the 13, let's first focus at the 12 because that's the number of the
No,
12 disciples.
I've already covered that. So you don't have to give us the. I've already covered that. I'm saying from when yours, just yours,
Ah,
your experience, the
inkinga
Friday the 13th.
yazi mkhulu,
Mhm.
ngihlanganisa something fast nje. I'm not gonna
No
go
problem.
deep
Okay,
into the 12. It's
go in, my
just,
man.
yeah,
Go in.
it's a way of going to the 13 kahle kahle. Because
Okay.
we get the 13 months, we get the 12 months, we get the 12 zodiacs, we get the 12 basically because it is the number of the disciples or the ones that serve when you go to the Christian side of it. But when you come to the 13 now, it's the master number, the symbolism of the Messiah or the coming of the light actually. Because you look in each and every culture there is. Ukuthi there are 12 disciples, and then the 13th is the Messiah, the one that comes with enlightenment, the one that comes with the knowledge of the heavens. From the Buddha to Krishna, from Krishna to Jesus, from Jesus to Mitra, from Mitra to so on, because there are many. So basically this number symbolizes a new beginning or a symbolism of the one that will come with the knowledge that is needed for humanity, because we are working towards ascension. And ascension is basically the dissolving of self to become one with the divine, or the dissolving of self to become one with the universe, because that's basically it. When the Buddha said there is no self, he was basically alluding to that. Ukuthi there is no self, but there is the universe expressing itself through the bodies or our physical bodies that we inhabit today. Basically, in each and every tradition and each and every culture, they are talking about the same thing, that there is no self, but you have to become the divine. Because even if you look at Hindu text, we are becoming Shiva there, because Shiva was the first yogi. So we are going back to that stage of enlightenment to become the yogi, to become the Buddha, to become the Christ, to be one with the Christos or the rising serpent, the Kundalini, which is wake wayikhuluma yazi kwenye live le ndaba le, the Golgotha and all these realms inansika iBethlehem nani nani ukuthi zikhuluma ngani. But that's basically it, ukuthi even the story that you get from the Bible is just a story in a format ukuthi ibhalwe in a format yokuthi if you can take it from a literal point of view ungacabanga ukuthi ikhuluma ngomuntu. But when you take it from an esoteric point of view, you actually find that it's talking about becoming the Christ, or how to become the Christ, because that is what they are learning when you look at Freemason. Freemason, actually, those people have the knowledge on how to practically become the Christ. Hence, there are 33 degrees of Freemasonry, which is the 33 vertebrae within your spinal cord where the Kundalini serpent rises from, which you can do that by semen retention. So manje thina la eAfrika basigayi theory, bona bathatha i-practical kahle kahle. Because I always ask each and every black young child ukuthi, will these people colonize your ancestors and give you a way to enlightenment? Definitely not, because they gave you religion, but they never gave you the actual blueprint on how to actually become what they talk about within that religion. They gave us books, but they never gave us the practical blueprint ukuthi say how do you actually do this, or how do you actually become like this Messiah, because you are the symbolism of the 13. The 13 represents the Messiah, represents the age of enlightenment, or represents the age where you start to look within and become the fullest version of yourself. And the fullest version of yourself is becoming the universal consciousness. There's nothing else besides that, becoming the universal consciousness, because in quantum physics too, we find that actually everything is mental. Those are the hermetic laws. Everything is mind, everything is mental. There are no coincidences, but
Uh-huh.
synchronicities when you start to understand that
Yeah, yeah.
concept.
Are you tying up now? Are you tying up now? Remember you said you're tying up. So mind your suti. Whoops. I already covered this stuff. I covered this. But it's all right. Because this is going on a replay. I need to. This is the special thing about 13, especially Friday the 13th specifically, is because this calendar, Gregorian calendar year, there's 3: February, in March, and in November. The only other times this has happened since the year 1990 was in 1998, 2009, 2012, and 2015. So there's a significance. There's a cycle completing and beginning. This is the point of the master point of this live, the master point of these teachings. This is the ultimate point. Once again, we covered all the way from the physicality, the mentality, the spirituality. We went into the historical significance. We went into as my brother was talking about, the teachings in terms of the apostles. Sorry, the Last Supper. We also went into the Norse god mythology with Loki as the 13th arrival. We spoke about the phobia, which is trichaideska phobia, the fear of the number 13. We spoke about it in movies, in sports. Friday the 13th, 13th Ghosts, the movie 13 with the children, those youngsters. In sports, the Philly 76ers, 7-6, there's your 13. San Francisco 49ers, 4-9, there's your 13. We spoke about the 13 bloodline families at the top there. We spoke about the Rothschilds, and then that order, the other 12 are just the Pinzers, the Pinzer families. They're the extras, the ones that carry out the other stuff. You can also look at how since 1776, when Dameli, the US of A, which is the current civilization, the Western civilization, was born. In other words, that's when they thought up and they instilled corporations. That's when it became a corpse. When you're a corpse, you can be taxed. You can tax a body. You can't tax a sovereign being. So that's when they switched it on. We also became republics under that there. If you look at how they've bought it with the 12 as well, there's one judge, 12 jurors. We went through that. In the Federal Reserve, they're very smart. No, they're not. They're just using all of this against us. This is all occulted, meaning hidden. We went through that. One main bank, 12 others in the US of A especially. Over here, we also have similar structures because they have to move in an order. Why do you think Ramaphosa was parachuted in the 80s already, 90s? He was funded. We went through this as well. He was funded by the Mennos, Oppenheimers, the Ruperts. Why is he always doing handshakes and greetings outside of the country? He's so good at visiting and solving other issues. But Palafala, next. Our issues, next, because it's not the order of the day. You know what they say on that dollar bill? Ordo abdo kao. Order out of chaos. That's crazy. So order out of chaos, meaning they have to create this chaotic. They have to keep us in fear. Fear of what? Things like the number 13. With things like this, Friday the 13th. Wow. Once again, this is a quick coverage. It's just a quick, nice boom, because my brother Upuda went in nicely with a beautiful tapping into all of the symbolism. It's mental, it's spiritual, mental, and physical. So once they hit you spiritual with the fear of it, boom, you're not even going to get into the occulted or the hidden information. Therefore, you have to start to look at this thing very differently. You have to look at it like this. You have to look at it from a higher perspective. There's a video right there. I would love you guys to go and have a look at that video so you can change your luck. Once again, there's another Friday the 13th coming up, but there's information here which we can proof check and we can see as we're going along. Ukuthi, okay. Uba Felix uyahlanya yini? Because I'm used to that. But once again, I'm on a different energy frequency. I'm always tapped in because number one, I'm OMAD, 1 meal a day. This also allows me to use ketones as fuel, ketogenesis. If you look at my other videos there about Dr. Pradeep Jamnandas, he's also a doctor which was one of the first doctors. They came out and said that COVID Loka is a hoax. Of course. Shout out to you because it's been a hoax. It's now the only thing, what they're seeing is that those who took those Mjovos, especially, right, guess what? They are exhibiting things such as turbo cancers, myocarditis, pericarditis, which is inflaming of the heart valves, okay? You're getting heart problems. Younger and younger youth are keeling over, guys. We're perishing as youth. You know, I'm talking about 18 to about 34, 36 there. We're perishing, guys. We're seeing bears dropping dead flies. You guys are worried about the wrong thing. You cannot be scared of something like this. Please, especially the day. What's creating this energy is your fear. Because what they do is they do the loosh. The loosh meaning they feed off of not only your negative energy, but what you do with that. Because when you have negative energy, you open portals within yourself. You have holes in your aura. You have holes in your energy. When you have holes in your energy, any spirit can enter. You don't need to be on al-Cool. It's just even the places you walk, the people you talk to, the programming through the black mirror, which is a screen, a tablet, a cell phone. It's a black mirror. It's scrying. It's called scrying. It's a form of witchcraft. They used to do this, but we never used to use these kind of portals as witchcraft or for negative nature. To make a portal, to open a portal, a mirror is a portal, guys. It is. If you know how to look in your eyes, especially when you fasted and you look there, your face will start to change. It will start to woo, 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 woo. And the beautiful thing, like Uhuru said, 1 meal a day, what are the benefits? Try it. Because I can spew all day and you can go and watch YouTube's channels. Man, its benefits, number one, you start to switch on ketosis. Ketosis means that you're now eating fats for fuel. The brain loves fats. Which organ burns the most fuel in your body? The brain. But guess what? You're too busy chewing, so your second brain, which is your guts, I'm talking about the head brain, head vein. Wow. Okay. So now we're connecting brains, but there's actually three. Your higher thalamus, your thymus, your thymus gland, not your thalamus. Thalamus is in the brain, in the mind, in the head. Sorry, ekandeni. It's just above the heart. Thymus gland. That is where the soul resides. That's why if you tap there, if you're nervous or you want to tap into your heart and you're doing a breath work, or you want to even do it now, do a deep breath and just tap just by your collarbone. You see in the middle there, just underneath there, tap it. You'll feel a vibration go through you of Trust me, that is your heart chakra. That's where your soul in your body, you can tap into it. So spirit is your breath. You tap into your spirit through breath. Like Buddha said, you can tap through the 13, your kundalini, bringing up your Christos, your risen the sacred secretion, your Christ oil, through your spine with breath and breath holds, breath locks. But it also is best when your guts are empty because that brain can be bypassed. If you're always eating, how are you going to bypass that chakra? Because the energy is just there. You have no energy elsewhere. You see the difference? So you have glucose. You're using glucogenesis. Glucose spikes your insulin. Insulin is great and it's also your worst nightmare. Insulin is a very strong steroid in the body. Insulin is estrogenic in nature. Okay, unchecked estrogen also gives onset other diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes. The list goes on. You see, but once again, I simplify this in my teachings in my book because all of it is three complicated. It's three complicated for us to be like, oh, let me learn this. No, we're all one system. Okay, we're water. Water doesn't go plick plick and separate itself. No, water stays as a unit. It conforms to the vessel that it's in. Your spirit is water. Let that breath conform to your vessel by commanding your breath. Okay, are we getting somewhere? Breath also is a type of a gas, which is a type of water. You're now commanding more of water, your own waters. You're tuning yourself, just like a radio station. 5 FM. 94, high fell stereo. You see? Boom. It's the same concept. You just tuned into, or you have only the ability based on what you are programmed with, or what you program yourself with, and or both. Currently, you can only reach this station. Your station stops here. Bang, cap that. No, I want to meditate, but I've got monkey minds. Wait, what do you eat? What's in your guts? Okay, monkey mind also can lead itself to parasites. A parasite is a physical manifestation of what you call a demon. Just look at their faces. Go online, do your research a little bit. I'm sure Upura can also tap into this a little bit if he wants, for Body of the Elements. Yeah, see? This is all there. Once you remove these blockages, physical, remember we came in spirit, mind, body. When you remove from your physical, take out the dust. So what can you remove physical? Okay, what you eat, you can control that. Yes, you can. You can take a fast. Yes, you can. Will it be tough? Of course. Will you cry? Yes. Will you think you're going to die? Yes. But once you put in the correct intention in your mind, I'm not going to die. You have a journal. Write down, I'm safe. This is my intention. I would love to clean this. And then tell yourself, your cells that. You're now programming yourself now. It's you and you now. It's the only relationship that we suck at. We have no relationship with ourselves and our cells. See? Diwali03 says, I chew airwaves almost every day. Is it okay? Because I eat morning and evening only. Now, inside the chewing gum, there's a lot of plastic, to be honest. And plastic is highly carcinogenic. Anything that is a carcinogen is cancerous. It creates environment of cancer. Cancer is simply cells that have given up and they don't have support. So now they cannibalizing each other. You see? So they'll borrow from the vessel is very smart. Systems will borrow from other systems that are thriving. So you Tologuti, you have a pain here, but it didn't start there. It kicked off naive. You get that? That's the compensation that the body does. You see what I mean? The weakest will get the most compensation, and then eventually another system will be like, oh, I don't have enough now. We depleted me. And then that will look like it's the problem, but it's actually kicked off back there. With that one that is now leaching, it's become a cancer within you. Or you are now self-sabotaging, which is also what we do in real life. We tend to self-sabotage. It's the same concept. Because once you have enough parasites in your brain, not only is it tough to meditate, it's very tough to focus. It's very tough to call in. It's tough to think. Because you also go back to the past. It's easy to replay things. Oh, why did that? Scenarios. Especially also if you're traumatized. You got trauma in your body. Remember, trauma is not only a mental thing. It also gets stuck when you ate or you eat a certain food whenever you feel that same emotion. So it will get stuck in a certain organ. It will be a cause of a certain problem. That problem will tell you where it came from, because you see what I mean? But then if you separate yourself, oh, I'm body, I'm mind, I'm spirit. No. You're the whole design. You're omnipresent. You understand understand and overstand. That's omnistand, the all omniverse. You see, so this is why I've done master number 13 today, especially so that we can see where we are able to master it within ourselves. As Buddha said just now, it's also an initiation number, okay, to the new, to the a fresh, a new beginning, you see, which is beautiful. And once again, as I said earlier, why is it that every one of our systems renew themselves except us? Like everything, skin has a cycle. They peel every so and so. Otherwise, wow, my goodness. Your hair does a certain cycle. Your nails will do a certain cycle. Your organs do cycles. Your blood does cycles. A lot of different systems have cycles. And so the 13 shows us, once again, going back to mother, matrix, right? Womb man, 28-day cycle, that we have to revere that. Not only the womb man herself, women, revering and going back to loving your uterus, loving your cycle and knowing what that is, and having womanhood, having rites of passage for the daughters, knowing what sexual intercourse is, that you are a gestator, you absorb, you get penetrated. No matter how many bodies you take, girl, you were the one who was effed. Don't care how you want to boss it up. Hey, that's cool, that's fine. But bottom line, spiritually, it does something bad for you. You tend to now not be able to parabond or pair bond. You get desensitized, you become more masculinized. But also, we do know the system is built like that. They've been doing this in lockstep since. That's why we bought the foundation. 1776, Tameli became a corporation. We became a westernized, quote unquote, civilization. Now we have republics. It's the same structure. Republic of South Africa is a corporation. It's a corpse. Okay. You can tax a corpse. Okay. You can also put it under a structure. It's Masonic, right? It's also 13 bloodlines. Boom. It's all there, which is beautiful. Once again, thank you to my brother, Budi, for joining there and that input. Absolutely stunning. And, I've got time for one or two more questions, but I feel like we have enough content for November's Friday the 13th. But also at the same time, I do have to answer some of y'all who have sent some requests to do perhaps a 15-minute consultation to see what it is that you're looking for. But for today only, and today only, it's 150 rands for 1 hour. Ngobaba Lex one-on-one. It's a WhatsApp call. Let me know. It's a Capitec that you're going to pay into. But once again, thank you guys for joining. Please do support. I was going to make it 130, but you know these bank charges, guys. Come on. Baba Lex also got to continue get the nice herbs and continue to build the book, The Law of Attunement. Everything is all independent. But once again, this is not even my normal price. It's just for today. And I do have space. There's a lot of beings who are, I don't know, doing some other things. I don't know what's happening outside. I'm not tapped into outside, but okay. Thank you so much once again, Saitogoza. And sorry, but thank you for your patience, for my lateness. It's also the energy, but you can feel the energy is high over here. We're going to switch this up. Remember, 13 is actually a number of beautiful luck. Next time you see 13, look forward to it. But before I also leave, notice that in hotels, there's no number 13 in certain hotels. I think they started bringing it back, but that was a weird thing. But if you get to a hotel and there's no number 13, that is a Masonic hotel. Don't say I didn't tell you. I go by Baba Lex. Thank you for joining me once again. And please follow the YouTube channel at Lex Stays Liquid. This has been another teachings. Thank you for those of you who contributed. You're amazing. To all the womb men, the women, you know how we spell it. Boom. You're amazing. Keep working on yourself in terms of that womb. You don't have to catch bodies. Yes, we're shifting, but tap into yourself. You guys are the masters of emotions. You should be. You should be. You should be. Currently, whoops. You know what I mean? Also, just get off the stuff. Get off the prescriptions. The food is also prescription, right? It's voluntary prescriptions. It's the colorings. Do your best. Try your best to start. But then the best thing you can also do is intermittent fast. Prolong your break fast. Don't, as soon as you rise up, nom, 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 you cookie monster. Say kishin much. Try and prolong that little distance. Try and eat nelanga. So 12. Try push 10, 11, 12 best. 12, 1, start to look at. So when everyone's hitting lunch, you're saying break fast. Then you can go 2 meals a day. Okay? And then in that first one, make it more juicy. In the meanwhile, tatamatiye is tea. Use a lot of ginger in your tea. Ginger, lemon. All of us have access to ginger. Don't lie. All of us everywhere. You can get gang ginger, gang lemon, especially us Africans. Organic stuff we can find. Especially if you know anyone from Limpopo. Hey, listen. Avocado season when it's around. Hey, I need my Limpopo connect. Please, man. Please. I'm a Avo. Wow. Best fats, guys. Also, for those of us who are training and we do calisthenics a lot and we build our bones, we look like we eat meat, but we don't. You see, but we also super lean. But that's how our ancestors were. That's how we become so used to and accustomed to fat, like visceral fat, as health. You know what I mean? Like eat mkaba, so the pot belly, or like a little bit of a belly. On a womb man, of course, you have a womb. So you will never quite have a flat pouch once you've had a baby. Okay, you can flatten out a little bit. So don't let society be like, blah, blah. If any man, which I don't think for a man men, we love that thing. That shows you're a woman. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just a dude. Now the LG alpha vets are going to come for me. Just listen. What we're just saying is there's a fight, and it's a conscious fight. No, it's a conscious, but it's a nefarious fight against the organic woman and man on this planet and our heirs. Please catch a game. Okay? It's no racisms. It's all about know who you are, know your genetics, eat what is good for your blood, and just do the best you can. Once again, put down the phone if you can. Give yourself time. Restrict yourself. Treat yourself like a child. I'm only going between this time. Sleep at a certain. Start to give yourself respect and stay away from those who are unhinged, because we're all unhinged, because this energy is a lot, especially around full moons. Ladies and gents, especially around full moons. Okay? Be very careful. If you go to a place, ladies, go with friends. Don't be at places after 2. After 2, there's nothing that comes good from outside. These are just small little things. If you do, right? You're an adult, but now be smart. But also you can make conscious choice. If it's better for you to just have 1-2 people at your place, do that. You know what I mean? If it's an event, make sure that you go safe. You plan that. Don't do things. Hey. Try not to. You can do whatever you want, once again, but that is where you change timelines quickly and you slip into other people's timelines. For example, you could be just chilling in your bed. You're actually reading a nice book. Maybe you got some nice tea. Maybe there's a nice show that you've lined up for after this chapter. Got some nice cookies there. It's just a nice one of them chill. Maybe you have a little something burning there, a little bit herbs. Maybe you one that has a little bit of wine, whatever. It's chill is what I'm saying. Your friend calls you, or these people call you, say, bah, you hear the car, boom, 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 boom. Hey, Mavo, hey, hey, we going there. Let's go there. Boom. Next thing, you don't come home. They all survive. You guys have heard that kind of a story, right? But it's a real type of a switching of quick timelines and destinies. You see what I mean? That does take place. And that's the darker part of not knowing the spiritual meaning of certain things. So if you move around with Friday the 13th is negative, guess what's going to come, guys? Okay, you guessed it. Move around with, wow, I've changed, I'm changing, I'm learning more. Friday the 13th, for example, is one small little thing, but start to notice the things in your life which are giving you more clarity. Wow, okay. Sengibonile, all right. Oh, that wasn't really my friend. Oh, I shouldn't have really dated that. Oh, okay, my family is, oh, they stuck in their ways. Okay. Then you can start to now receive more gifts because you are present. It's about just taking the breath, which is your spirit. And then evolution, please send me a private message on that one. And yeah, eating too much food too early makes you exhausted. That's because your energy goes to your guts for digestion. See? But we spoke about that. Let me put this on the replay. There's people waiting for it. But also, I'm going to be answering in the private some of the consultation calls. And yes, please be safe out there. I'll be assisting beings the whole day. Maybe later we'll go live again with just a nice, fun retake, and then we'll see some stories. And also, especially those of you who are not going outside. All right. Once again, Saitogos, thank you so much. I definitely go by Ubabalex. And please, at all moments, remain blissful, stay liquid.